Close your ears for utter bliss. A sweeter sound you never heard.
Centigraphs and editing here. Just wanted to make a quick note that I got a new PC recently, which is exciting, but I tried to get the sound settings just right in my recording software, and I think I failed at that. My voice sounds way too soft, and the game music and sound effects seem way too loud. So I apologize for that. If you're not able to hear me that clearly, hopefully I will get it sorted out for session 19. And this is me one more time in post, just to say that at some point in the recording, I tried to fix the audio issues and I made it worse. So the second half of this video is even worse than the first. I really apologize for that. I especially apologize because Fort Deadlight is probably my favorite area in this game and I just ruined it. I would love to go back and re-record, but I did not think ahead and I didn't keep an old save, so it's just kind of is what it is. I don't blame you if you want to skip this. I really do apologize. I am going to keep it up just so that the playthrough is complete, but I am not really happy with it, so I apologize for that one more time. Thank you. Hello and welcome to session 18 of my Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire Lorethrough. We are currently in Dunwich. I think we kind of exhausted everything that we could do here last session, actually. We settled up Palagina's quest by meeting Giacomo, I think his name was, an old friend of hers, kind of like a father figure. We helped some people who were putting on a play here, and we helped someone who had a black pearl in their stomach by giving them something that made them poop it out, so that was fun. I think we're going to stick with pirates today, actually, and go to Fort Deadlight. But before we do that, because we're sticking with pirates, I wanted to read from the guidebook. This is in the Principi section of the guidebook, so pirates. And this section is called Shipboard Customs. And I think it's kind of interesting to read about, a little bit of the customs that Principi takes part in, so we can understand a little bit more about them. So here it is. Crew is family aboard a Principi vessel. Sailors dedicate their unwavering loyalty to their captain, who in turn is responsible for their care and well-being. It was the custom of Old Valia for the members of noble houses to wear distinctive colors that identified them by region and station in society, a practice which is translated neatly into Principi society. So once again, we see that the Principi is kind of extending traditions from Valia. The Principi was started by people who became disillusioned with the Valian Trading Company, Old Valia, the Republic of Valia, whatever they wanted to call it at the time. But here we still see them kind of carrying on their customs a little bit. Captains are known by flashy, often garish colors, and each member of his or her crew is expected to wear some article of clothing, traditionally a band around the head or arm, identifying their allegiance. Stripping a sailor of their colors is considered one of the highest punishments aboard a Principi ship, as it amounts to being ejected from one's family. These unfortunate individuals can find menial dockside labor, but their life at sea has come to an end, and many choose to leave the Principi altogether. Sailors who join the Principi are issued a swollenet, Valian for little sun, a coin-sized medallion etched with a pattern of the sailor's choosing. Swollenets are often punched with a hole to be worn around the neck, in the hair, or around the arm or ankle. Ships of stature and wealth issue copper swollenets to every new recruit, while others expect their recent additions to fashion swollenets out of wood, bone, or other available materials. Showing one's swollenet identifies one's allegiance to the Principi cause. The swollenet's most important function is to symbolize voting power before the Consuelo Mis Casitas. When captains assemble into their high council, each arrives laden with the swollenets of their crew, demonstrating the weight of their leadership. Swollenets are cast to vote on any issue which lacks consensus and demonstrates how the majority of the Principi see their interests fairly represented through their captains. So if you are a captain, the more swollenets you have, that means you have more crew and thus have more power in voting, which again is very similar to the way Valian dukes vote. They had the dukes and the duke's bells, and the duke's bells, I think it was the duke's bells, have a vote, but their votes don't count as much as a full-on duke. There's more of them, but they don't count as much as a full-on duke. So we kind of see the same kind of thing in the Principi. Okay. So, let's head out of Dunnage and head over to Fort Deadlight. Burlefs and the Truly Insane. That kind of sounds like a bounty. Actually, let's see if they are, because... no, they're not. Maybe at some point they are, but they aren't now, so I'll leave them alone. Through the distant haze of sea mist and rocky shadows, Fort Deadlight rises over the horizon. Approaching a pirate stronghold is a risky venture, even for the most skilled of mariners. Any ship not flying a Principi flag that's sighted in Deadlight shallows may be raided. Let's hoist up a Principi flag. With the Principi flag flapping wildly from your mast, you smoothly sail into the port and moor at the dock. Probably got that from defeating a Principi ship somewhere. The docks are crawling from sailors of all ages and races, making them wearing mismatched, battle-torn outfits. Guns strapped to their thighs and chests. They load and unload cargo holds, arms brawny, grinning faces, sun-blistered as they laugh and curse and shout and hack phlegm into the splintered boards of the dock. From the bustle, Principi guards emerge to hail your arrival. Satisfied with appearances, they nod you on, and they make your way up the fort's main gate.
Keep Adair quiet, this just might work.
I wonder what he's worried Adair might say. So, here we are in Fort Deadlight. What I do remember about this place is that, more so than other places here, there are so many options on how you can go about completing the quest here. I think, for the purposes of this playthrough, I am going to do what I think is best. I'm not going to reload any saves or anything like that. I may take that back, and if I do, I might not tell you about it. Either way, I'm going to try my best to kind of keep to our choices and see what we can accomplish without killing too many people, although I'm sure some death is pretty inevitable. Alright. There's some names, Snake Eyes Conduit.
How might I help you out of a bit of money, squad? Care to join our fun? Or is it swilling information you're chasing?
Pirate looks you over, eyeing the make of you. A sly smile curls in his mouth as he tosses a pair of dice to rattle over the cobblestone ground. Without so much as a glance at settling the dice, he calls out their numbers. I don't want to play dice. I'm looking for Captain Benweth.
I ain't my captain's keeper, and I know better than to ask what business you've got with Brutal Ben.
He jerks his head once to the right.
You might check the court for him. If he ain't target practicing, he's tickling the harpsichord or taking his swill. 2 out of the 3 can be done there.
So he got mad at us for asking and saying he wouldn't know where he is, and then he told us where he probably is.
But if you see him, don't fucking tell him I sent you.
That's why. He rolls his spare die over the tops of his fingers, making it appear and disappear with fluid flicks of his hand. Farewell. Neglected dog. Look at all these people who could be taking care of this dog and they're not. Got Haiti, who gives us +1 might as a party. That's actually a pretty good one. Some logger and Serafen.
Of course.
The gibbet splattering with seagull droppings. Is it gibbet or gibbet? It's gibbet.
Can't say I recognize your fishy mug, which means you ought not to be up here.
This is unlucky anklet. Why's that?
Benweth's watching the Deadlight for Captain Aldi's inner absence. He gets the privilege on account of them going way back.
She sniffs and rubs a swollen knuckle over a spot of dried blood under one nostril.
If you know what I mean.
Oh. I think I do.
If you're thinking it's because of him being one of her crew when she commanded a man of war in the dear wooden navy, then you'd be right.
She spits a tooth out.
Oughtn't you to know that, though?
Using my bluff skill, I say I drink too much. Makes me forget things.
Aye, who isn't a sodden prick around here? You're in good company. Enough prattling. For now, only Benweth's personal crewmates are permitted into Deadlight's heights. You ain't one. So swim off.
You get in a fight recently?
Had a spot of trouble at the forge. He's sorted now, though.
Her eyes brighten as she rasps a rough laugh.
Don't be worrying about my kisser. Enough prattling. For now, only Benweth's personal crewmates are permitted into Deadlight's heights. You ain't one, so swim off.
Back away with your hands up. No need to be rude.
It's not that I don't trust you. But seeing as I don't trust you half so far as I can throw you, I'll be escorting you down.
Even pirates are mindful enough to catch on if we keep this up. We should be more careful.
Okay, and I just thought too, I should probably have Serafen with me, so I'm gonna go grab him. There we go. We'll get rid of Palagina, I guess. Grab Serafen. He's probably going to have to be leveled up quite a few levels. Oh, this is Serafen here. Abaddon's iron scrote, Cat. Them guns be bigger, even bigger than I remember. Serafen looks up at the fortress from the deck and inhales through his teeth. I can be vouchsafing for you with the guards if you can be getting us to dock without being blasted to bits thrice over. Otherwise, I'd be recommended the sneakiest approach you got. I'm gonna hoist up the Principi flag again. And yeah. So I got a new PC, so hopefully I am able to just pause it and pick it right back up after I'm done leveling him up, so I won't have to go through them again on camera. And I could just explain, although there's a lot, so I probably won't be explaining my choices this time around. Serafen here. Come on.
I can't ever forget your face. Yet you seem to have forgotten my ward. It's not that I don't.
I guess not. No, not Ned. Uh-oh.
Got a nice cutlass for you.
Show me what you have for sale.
Right away.
Got a unique medium armor here. It's exceptional. It grants you blood price, which, imbued with blood, the mail constricts and ripples, seemingly under its own power. Grants a bonus to all defenses when the wearer becomes bloodied. Bloodied? Character that is between 50% health and 25%. Oh, okay. This suit of mail seems to constrict and relax with the rhythm of a heartbeat. The armor has been worn by numerous warriors in countless battles. It is imbued with the blood and malice of many of its owners, as well as their victims. Over the long years, the blood is yet to dry. It runs in continuous rivulets from between the tarnished links. Occasionally, the mail will flex, hungrily pulling the blood back into itself, loath to part with its hard-won prize. Okay. Those gloves? Nope. Nothing to read there. Nothing to read from Boots of Evasion. Storm Toxin. Applies poison of the next weapon attack. This effect clears on weapon switch for 15.8 seconds. The sticky toxic resin thins immediately upon contact with flesh, seeping into a victim's skin, whereupon it triggers violent seizures and releases bursts of electric energy. This poison can be applied to any weapon. I feel like that's one of those things. Not only in this game, but in like any games, I don't really engage with the like poison and stuff like that, except for maybe like The Witcher, when I play The Witcher. Okay.
Just a moment, please. Hope that helps.
Got blunting belts, bomb, paradigm, special. I guess this would be stealing. I do that right in front of everybody, especially. But I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to steal from
It was
pirates.
their first hanging. Had the rope too long, so we cut the tosser's head right
Streaks
off.
of blood coat the hemp of this noose.
Ain't even possible, that.
But it is. I'm telling you, I saw it.
Captain. I've got to come clean about something. And that'll be as good a time as not.
What is it?
Much as I hate Benweth, the main reason I signed up with you were to get here. To get a chance to look for a man named Romaro.
Who is Remaro?
Now, that'd be a longer story than we've got time for. Quick of it be that Romaro's in trouble. The Principi have sent a ship hunter after him, and I've got an evening and a half to find him first. I didn't see his ship, so probably not. But mayhaps we could keep a weather eye open for clues to his whereabouts.
Okay, let's keep a lookout for clues. Okay, so now we're looking for not just Benweth, but Romaro. And this is Shadewood. She tied up.
Think this'll break me? Ha! It won't. Spit on me, and I'll make you regret it. One day, surely.
Why are you being punished?
Those hagfish. Benweth's crew lashed me up to be, and I quote, a deterrent to insubordination. It's shark shit. All I did was filch one of their horns and blast it to start lung with. I wanted to see her get all worked up.
Benweth's crew uses horn blast for an alarm?
Well, sure. But shouldn't you know this, on account of you being a captain?
She tilts her head back, gazing suspiciously at you from beneath her lashes. Another bluff here? I used to sail for Ferrante. He runs things differently.
That he does, the master rogue. You should have come to us sooner. We're accepting of even old bloods if they're wanting to run fresh.
I cut her loose? Let's leave for now. Maybe I'll come back and cut her loose.
It's slower than two slugs swimming since Aldi's put the lid on it.
Winds will be changing soon enough.
Some
Benweth can't resist throwing another bash for long.
He groans, too weak to lift his head. Ready, fear?
Come, we've plenty to share.
Sounds like a nice guy, though. A mix of exotic spirits fills the cups on this table. The inscription on this banner reads, "Keep away from the dungeons." Let's not go in there yet. Let's not start testing our luck by going places we're not exactly welcome yet. This looks like something I'll be able to break luck at some point and drop on somebody. Keep that in the back of my mind. Oh, we haven't looked at this yet. So we have a merchant over here. We have to the eastern ramparts. It's to command up top there, to the underground decks. This is to the forge, and this is to the court. And the court is where Benweth might be, I
believe. Forge ain't far from here, right up them stairs. Got a particular smell it does.
The swath of sail bears the charcoal scribbling, Benweth's crew only. Okay, so let's go there.
Before I go introducing you to Ciri, I should, mention something.
There's always a complication.
Aye. See you getting savvy to Ondra's salty laws. I might have said things to Ciri when I last dropped anchor at Deadlight. Just lovers' words, savvy. But I can't say I rightly lived up to them. I ain't saying there's a problem, just a possible wrinkle in the old charts.
Oh, she'll be upset.
All I'm saying is, you see her go for a pistol, you best step away from me.
Okay. Ciri right there. Rats scurry among the discarded barrels of grog. The Orland's large eyes grow larger as you approach, then narrow to a sharp edge. Her hands briefly ball into fists before finding the way to your hips. With a sharp twist of her head, she flips seaweed green hair over one shoulder.
Look who finally washed back up ashore.
The edge to her words matches the sharpness of her teeth. Serafen winces.
Ahoy there, Ciri. Miss me?
Did I miss you?
Growls. Sorry. She growls a low, prolonged sound.
Like a fish misses water, you gutless bastard. For the first few weeks, anyhow. Till it turned to confusion and worry. You said you'd write every night, didn't you? Then where were the birds or the boats with your poems and pages?
You saying our pirate's a poet?
But he turns wide eyes to Serafen, amusement making the corner of her mouth twitch.
Ciri, sweet honey heart. I scribbled you missives day and night. Declarations of passion, sonnets in songs. But on account of me being at sea, I never had the opportunity to post them.
Oh, I'm certain I should believe every word of that blarney. About as certain as I am that you're a snake-tongued philanderer worth little more than a tug in the rug.
I plundered you up a pair of fine, very fine, snakeskin boots, with that tooling you like round the cuffs and all. But the gentleman sprung a leak, and they ended up thoroughly sodden.
He scoffs, and he looks at you with a shrug.
Tell her, Cap.
So this is insight, this is diplomacy, and this is just a outright lie. I'm gonna be straightforward here. She's upset, Serafen. Lying won't set things straight.
Fucking I'm upset! Got every cod-crushing reason to put 16 plugs of lead in your furry blue ass and see how you sink!
Arms crossed. Ciri taps her right foot a smidge faster than the tempo of the music. Serafen rubs the back of his head and clears his throat.
Ciri, I truly wish I was savvy to what's gone belly up betwixt us. I weren't intending to scorn you, I swear it on Ondra's salty teat.
Oh, you weren't intending to scorn me, eh? You wish you was savvy, eh? Ondra's salty fucking teat, eh?
She asks each question louder than the last.
Ah, balls. We be in for it now.
You can't just go showering a lass with wildflowers and filling her head with verse if you're planning to ship out and never see her again.
Serafen winces, and shame splashes you like a bucket of cold piss. Let the visions come here. Slick, wet fur in the lamplight, calloused palms perusing her pelt, tweaking teats and biting at the soft edge of the neck, thrusting into hotness yet tender, hopeful. Not that this time will be the one that lasts, but that she might forget this sodden shithouse for an evening or two.
Ye've been lucky thus far, you know. I'm of half a mind to call ye out, and I'm no worse than many with a blade. Least then, perhaps you'll give me a lick of satisfaction.
You knew Serafen Sales. Didn't you want him to leave? Ciri's eyes bulge, and her arms go slack. She lets her head drop.
Aye, mate. Maybe you've got yourself a right idea there.
She sighs.
I be truly soaring sorry, lass. Sorrier still than that. I won't go spinning no yarns about being married to the sea or coming home to you someday. I ain't that gentleman, nor never will be neither.
He straightens and meets your eyes.
Alls I can promise you is that what be broken me there ain't fixing for. I'll be a right sad fuck, and there ain't nothing to account for it but me.
Well said. Ciri sighs, wraps herself in her arms, and peers at Serafen for a long, quiet moment.
That I can understand. I'm not forgiving ye a lick now. I won't go seeking for your blood, neither. Now, why don't ye be telling me what you want so I can be shot of ye for good?
Serafen nods.
Aye, lass. The captain's got an ask or two about Deadlight, but first, I need to know. You remember Romaro? Sailed with me on the Sorcerer.
Aye, I remember Romaro. You think I gone wet in the head or something? Your words have always been as flowery for him as they were for me.
Serafen claps once, grinning.
It weren't so long ago he shipped out, come to think on it.
Do you know where he went?
Can't rightly say. Left in a hurry, I think. Or at least he were here one day and gone the next. Not he ever mixed much with the sods here.
Where was Romaro staying?
Hard to starboard through the back door there, then straight on to the end of the hall.
She gestures to the northern exit from the room.
Don't think nobody's claimed his quarters since. Might be worth it to ye to poke around.
Give my thanks, lass. Truly. And many more besides.
He bows deeply, braided beard brushing the floor.
Oh, keep it in your pantaloons, you randy swab. You had any other questions, Captain? Happy to oblige the person hauling this blue bastard away from Fort Deadlight.
We're looking for Benweth.
That rotten fuck what brought you to Fort Deadlight? I hope you're looking to rough him round a bit. Maybe dangle him over the bulwarks.
What did Benweth do to upset you?
Bastard were playing the keys not 5 nights ago. I joined in, and me not even setting out a pail for coin, neither. He stops and tells the whole room that me voice were more harpy than siren. Course that sets everyone to laughing.
Scowls, arms crossed, shoulders hunched. Playing the keys?
Aye, that half-mast sack of soiled linens can't leave alone a chance to show off his talent at the harpsichord. He's got chops, I can't fault him that, but no manners to speak of.
She snorts. When does Benweth play the harpsichord?
You think this be some big city cabaret type establishment? There's no schedule, mate. Benweth comes down when the party's loud enough to shake his sheets harder than the oars he keeps up there.
Where can we find him?
Benweth blows into Deadlight. He mostly stays locked up in his quarters. A few whores in his bunk, and a whole mess of muscle outside his berth. He's so protected, you'd think he'd got flawless diamonds betwixt his legs, instead of the pair of sweat-wet, rotten figs he's got. Suppose the price of being a first-class arse like Benweth is living in fear of someone slitting your gizzard.
That's all I need to know about Benweth.
Aye, mate, as you please. Were there something else ye wanted?
Just, who is this Romaro person Serafen is looking for? Serafen rolls his eyes and crosses his arms.
You don't know? That's so, I'm thinking it's not my place to tell you.
I need to know what Serafen's getting my crew into.
Nay, matey. It's Serafen's tale to tell if he's the notion. My lips aren't so loose as you may have heard.
Farewell. Okay. So which... Does this blow the man down? Yeah, Ferrante, leader of the Principi, has revealed the identity and location of a pirate that attacked me at sea. Okay, so Benweth was the guy that attacked me at the very beginning of the game. So Benweth's guards use a horn to alert the fort to the presence of danger. The fort's ramparts and dungeons are currently barred to anyone but Benweth's own shipmates. I've docked in Fort Deadlight's port, blah, blah, blah. I'm surprised it doesn't say anything about him playing the piano, because I think that's important too. So yeah, we can rig a bomb and we can inspect the instrument. The row of wooden keys links to an exposed set of strings. Tapping the keys triggers a small quill to strum each associated string. The harpsichord emits a sad, twangy sound when you depress one of its keys. Okay.
Anything this closely guarded must lead to something important.
White Yennefer, mouth jar.
Welcome one and welcome all. Buy me a bottle and I'll be your finest loving pal.
She hiccups into her fist, then pounds it on her chest to loose an impressive belch.
What says you, lad?
I'm looking for Benweth. She wipes grog from her mouth with the back of one hand.
Aye, you're likely to find him here from time to time. But at the moment, he's staying up top at Aldi's private quarters.
Why's that?
Well, they're real nice.
At your pointed look, she shrugs.
Oh, you meant because the captain's second in command at Aldi's. When she's off plundering, it's him who runs the Deadlight. Ben's locked down the inner halls and the upper ramparts. No one but his own crew's allowed within. He's temping the fort down because he doesn't want to get in trouble with Aldi's again. Last time, we might have got too rowdy.
She snickers into her cup.
But executing all those political prisoners sure was fun.
Marka hiccups behind her hand. Say I wanted to draw Benweth down here.
And why would you want to be doing that?
He and I have some unfinished business.
So long as it stays between just you and him. Ben loves him some good festivities. Blood or booze doesn't matter so long as it's flowing freely. That's why Aldi's is always having to rein him in. Long as it don't get too out of hand, the captain will probably join us rather than shutting things down. I know how to get us started, but you'll be doing the legwork. Seeing as I don't fancy a punishment should the captain get mad.
Why's Benweth avoiding the fort's common areas?
He's brutal when he's sober and he's bloody mad when he drinks. So he's keeping to himself, I guess. Aldi's ain't a pushover, but she don't like Benny's increasing aggressiveness. If he gets out of hand again, she might hang him by his squishy bits from the bowsprit of his own ship.
What do we need to get a ruckus started?
The more booze, the rowdy we Principi get. The better the booze, well, that's when the real fun starts. I happen to know Deadlight's recently received a shipment of excellent God-Killer's rum. It's reserved for Aldi's private stock. Snatch us a barrel, will ya? They're outside on the eastern rampart at the base of the crane. Careful, though. The stairs will be guarded by Benweth's own crew, and they're in a sour mood.
How can I avoid the guards and the ramparts?
Most direct route to the rampart is up the stairs by the eastern towers. Ankrit's on post there. She's a bit of a gambler, likes a good bet, but loses more than she ought. I hear Snake Eyes got her for quite a lot of coin. Seems he's good at rigging, and I don't mean sales.
What will Benweth do if Aldous' rum is stolen for a party?
He'll save her and guzzle it with the rest of us. Then later find someone to blame. I'm listening.
Very well. Okay, so we need to get a ruckus starting down here with some damn good rum. That's up in the eastern ramparts. The person guarding the eastern ramparts, unlucky Ankrit. She is a gambler. She was the one that would not let us up, so we're not going to be able to convince her, I don't think. But, I don't know, maybe if we talk to that Snake Eyes guy, then we'll be able to draw her away. And then I'm guessing... Oh, here's a Deadlight horn. An ivory war horn used to signal allies, so this is another way, probably. I'm guessing he'll come down here and play the harpsichord. We could rig a bomb to it and explode him. Crew rosters, wanted posters, and disordered maps clutter this notice board.
You're welcome to enjoy the court's offerings, and that's all. Eat, gamble, fall on your face drunk, but don't go snooping for trouble. Indeed.
So can we not go in that door up there? That's where we had to go to get to Romaro's old room. So hopefully... Lockpick, some booze. Rats scurry among the discarded barrels of grog. Okay. Just gonna save in case. Yeah. Let's go talk to Snake Eyes. What's that?
Came to watch another round.
You win most of these games you're on, don't you?
Oh, you wouldn't be implying there's more to it than my superb luck and skills.
With a chuckle, he pats the left pockets of his pants. A nervous gesture, and I noticed that because of sleight of hand and insight.
'Cause accusations such as that are likely to see you whipped and pickled, my mate. You're wanting to stir up trouble, but I know you got nothing on me. Sod off before I remove you.
Play around.
Now, before we get rolling, let me tell you the rules. You bet on high if you think when the dice settle, they'll count up to more than 7. You bet on low if you think the count will be less than 7. Both pay double or nothing. Lastly, you can also bet on 7. If the count is exactly 7, then you win 4 times the wager. 100 pyres per roll of the dice. You sure you want to risk it?
Bet on 7. Snake Eyes jiggles the dice in his hand. After blowing them for luck, he casts the dice across the ground. The dice add up to 9.
You lose, mate. What a shame.
Chuckles as he grabs for the dice.
Care for another roll?
Never mind. He shrugs one shoulder. He rolls a spare die over the tops of his fingers, making it appear and disappear with fluid flicks of his hand. I wonder if seeing that will be enough to convince Inkrit to go down there.
That's it, Lamprey Lips. Me and you, and a few dozen of my...
I was worried. Well, let's see what happens.
Don't let him blow that horn.
Right on target. Lava.
On us.
Huh, that was it. Okay.
Of course.
Got another horn. It isn't exactly what I wanted to do, but it worked. Okay.
What for, Cap? A light's foot and an heavy bullet, I Cap. What for, Cap? Right.
Did she say the wrong was? Ship Shipment of this prize liquor is now being loaded by crane on the eastern ramparts of the fort. Okay, so that's what's in the crane.
That's the crane with the rum, right?
I do then. Yeah, I have to bring it up.
My fingers be fat and furry. Easy breezy, wait.
God Killer's rum. Oh, okay. This is the stuff. So it says, this cask of God Killer's rum is from Captain Eldis's private stock, brewed with the molasses and horns from the Death God Lake. This dark rum is both potent and rare vintage.
Sleazy.
So it says, I've acquired the private stock of rum. Merca will be happy to get our hands on it. It doesn't see me here. Okay, good. One of the things I upgraded for Serafen when I leveled him up just now was stealth, which is why I sent him to do this. Alright, so we've got the rum. Let's plant a bomb. So let's see what happens if I rig a bomb to the harpsichord. After glancing around to ensure no one's watching, you place the bomb inside the harpsichord and rig one of its strings as a detonator. The harpsichord emits a sad twangy sound when you depress one of its keys. So we lost the cinder bomb.
Might that be my sweetest new crony, bringing me a fresh cask of bitter booze? I tell you, chum, I amaze my spirit if not my ship.
The pirate whips her head around at your approach, swaying slightly on her feet.
What says you, lad?
Is this the right rum?
Only way to know for sure is to give it a taste, eh? Let's just have a quick swig. Burning blast my bones, yeah! This will sink the festivities into deeper waters, all right? Drink up, Tars, to our better friendship.
Loose the ivories and run freely the rum.
How comes it? We're having an uproarious time.
He said Benweth would be here. He's not.
Well, we're having a good time. Clearly the party's not wild enough yet. We need a bigger, wilder party if we want to whet Benweth's appetite. We get wild enough and you watch. Ben will even play us some tunes. That's his harpsichord over in the corner.
Let's turn this party hog wild.
Me and you, buddy old pal, we share the same soul, I think. What we need is some stew to match our spirits. But not just any stew. It has to be cooking Manor specially spiced stew.
Elbowing you in the ribs, she blinks exaggeratedly.
What I mean is, it's got a phantasmal kick to it. Cookie's kitchens are in the northern side of the dungeons, beyond the powder stores, right in the belly of our fort. The lower floor's locked down though, so sneaking past the guards might prove difficult.
Tell me more about Benweth's harpsichord.
He stole it, no surprise there, and he plays it like a god sent from home. Best thing I ever heard aside from a man's moans in the air. Did you know when you... Oh, we were discussing Benny's rapturous fingers, not mine. He plays like a hurricane night after night. The louder we get, the harder he pounds those keys. He can't help it. A preening sprat.
Guards? That's guards downstairs.
They like debauchery as much as the rest of us. So they might be inclined to leave their posts if they knew what a grand time we're having up here.
Ask about something else?
Oh, I'm listening.
Okay, so let's see what it says here. Benweth has been known to play the harpsichord. I already rigged the harpsichord. Mirka needs some special stew from the cook to kick up the party's intensity. Getting the cook to the northern sides of the dungeon requires passing its powder storerooms and Benweth's guards.
Ahoy, Captain. If I could bend your ear a moment, I'll be aiming to thank you for bringing me aboard.
They are so inconvenient with their timing with these. Third hand is his belly and one heel out. He bows deeply, drooping ear, almost touching the ground.
You run a tight shop, and you ain't no terrible person either. It'd be a welcome change from the gentleman of leisure.
Tell me about the gentleman of leisure.
The gentleman is only the finest ship among the Principi, and Captain Ferrante, our most respected shipmaster. It would two honors and a half to be chosen to join his crew.
Why were you willing to leave that crew to join mine?
Now don't sell yourself a Suole short, Cap, nor me neither. I know an opportunity when I bought it.
Chuckles.
I'd seen what there were to be seen upon the gentleman, learn what ropes were to be learned. Methinks a watcher after a dead god'll thrust me into an whole new set of eye openings. And believe you me, I do appreciate myself a good thrust.
Grins. You're welcome.
I've a gift for you. This trinket be from one of the first ships I hunted. Malnaj would have snatched it had I not found the perfect hiding spot.
Thank you for the gift, sir.
You be entirely welcome. Now, if you'll pardon me, I've roundabout reached my limit for sentiment.
Serafen salutes, grinning broadly, and turns away. So we just got Cypher's Shackle, which gives you +1 Constitution and resistance to dexterity afflictions. The woman who recently wore the shackle came from an enigmatic tribe of Pale Elves. Little is known about her people, save that at some point her village was sacked by roving slavers, and she was taken to the Deadfire. Aboard the slave ship, she was compliant, but silent. Her captives were horrified to discover the woman's mouth had been wired shut, presumably as a child. Then, she touched their minds. So she was a Cypher, okay. Alright, so I'm thinking we could probably get the guards to leave. She said something about if they knew that there was a big party up here, they'd leave, but also we have the horn. We have a couple horns, actually. So let's see what happens.
Be to the south.
We'll just go for a bit. No one will notice we're gone.
Okay, that was easy. This one's not mapped out yet. The sign reads storage. I want to do that.
Real quiet now.
Voices echo from below. Goes to the forge. Don't need to go there. So let's just follow the signs to the kitchen.
Do I hear a mouse scritching, scratching?
A portly woman startles at your approach. As she downswings her meat cleaver, she nearly catches her fingers. Glowering, she more carefully resumes hacking at what could be a slab of ribs.
Who are you? And what are you doing here? Only Benweth's crew has access to my kitchens. Not that I care, really. Speak up so I can hear you.
Give me a hogshead of stew.
It's about time they sent someone for it. It only keeps for a fortnight. Let me add the special ingredient.
The cook sifts a dark powder into the soup, stirring it quickly before she dumps the cauldron into a waiting cask. She gives you a wink before rolling the barrel over. Farewell. Alright, so I got some stew. Let's read it. This lumpy stew is cooked with mushrooms and special spices. It smells delicious, like moonlighting copper pyres and staring into the endless depths of a magma dragon's eyes. Okay, back out to the courtyard.
Well, if it ain't my fond and feckless friend. Wait, no, I didn't mean that. My tongue gets a tad twisted when I'm too far into the course. You'll have to pardon my lack of wits.
Her lips sheen from her drink when she raises it for illness.
What says you, lad?
I have the special stew.
Hurrah, you! Things are all looking grand here.
She leans forward to sniff the steaming stew and nearly topples into her cask.
And they're about to get better. Distribute the stew. Eat hearty, you bone-idle chums. Be merry and wild. I might be going cross-eyed. How many fingers am I holding up?
What's this I hear? Think you'll be having a fate without me?
To luck, and a hot fight, and a good captain, brutal Ben.
Oh, aye. You swabs want to hear me play, dear?
Play it loud and long, Ben. Aye, show 'em how it's done.
Lend your ears for utter bliss. A sweeter sound you never heard.
Is he? He's toast.
A toast to brutal Ben his blasted head.
Let's tell the crew.
How pirate-like of them. They all just laughed. I love it.
Black Pox me? I never thought you could really get the better of Ben. I swear it. Bloody wounds. It'll be a dead woman if Valdez ever finds out what I did. Drug me fucking dry. Gods. Speak it, Lord.
She blinks up at you as if trying to clear her sight.
Don't suppose you're looking for another Sodom on that boat of yours?
Now, yes, please.
Are you looking to leave here?
Well, Deadlight just ain't what it's been, you know? Bit hot for my taste, if you catch my meaning.
She swigs from the cup.
And better a boat full of friends than a fort full of...
She scowls.
Foes! Yeah, foes! Well, not foes, but not friends neither.
Grab your stuff and clean your bunk.
Wait, really?
She blinks, then straightens, more or less, and salutes.
Sure about this, Cap? Word's always been that Mercury fell out the wound 3 shoots south.
I mean, maybe she's a drunk, but she's the one that helped us. We're the reason that she's in trouble, so I feel kind of obligated to let her on.
Oh, stuff them shakes up your ballast hole, you sorry old furball.
Another boisterous drunkard. God, I'm starting to sound like a dad.
Aye, aye, Captain. See you aboard.
She winks, and with a hand holding her hat to her head, runs from the room. Oh, she's actually a fighter. Okay. Monk rogue, monk fighter. This monk. I can't take her in just yet, though. I thought she was just going to be a crew member.
Happily.
Miscreant's leathers. This is the light armor that Benweth was wearing. Though this cuirass features light, supple leather with intricately tooled designs along the edges, the most notable fact about it is that you claimed it from Benweth, the man who welcomed you to the Deadfire by having his freebooters board your ship. It bears the mended scars of numerous engagements of land and sea, each testament to a wrong not quite righted. And nothing else too special. This guard's not here anymore, so let's go check up on Aremyr.
Now what have we got here? I do believe I recognize these goddamn chests.
Kneels by the chest, running his paws across it.
By Andra's salty bosom, Aremyr hauled this chest from one end of the Deadfire to the other.
Clues in there. He flips open the lid to reveal an empty chest. Serafen doesn't seem disappointed, however. He reaches into the chest and gropes about before being rewarded by a clicking sound. A false bottom slides out from the chest containing a single folded piece of parchment. Serafen swipes it out and holds it to his nose, inhaling deeply. What does it say? Serafen unfolds the letter, his large yellow eyes flowing over. He clears his throat and begins to read.
Dear S. That be me. I knew you'd seek me out. Please abandon the trail here. I fashioned this predicament for my own, and I not have you lock its weight round your own ankles. If you find yourself imperiled, seek Udyne at Magic Water. She can help.
Serafen falls silent, staring at the page for a while longer. He hears his breath catch, and he looks up, his expression carefully blank. Seems like there was more in that letter.
Aye, there'd be a word or two more, but nothing useful to us.
What is Magic Waters?
I don't know Udyne from Ward Mage, but Magic Waters, I know like my own fucking name. Were I were a wee lad fresh on the Sorcerer, Aremyr would treat me to the luminous Bathhouse at Neketaka.
He grins as he gently closes Aremyr's chest, a hand lingering upon the polished wood.
Ah, the water there shimmered like dawn on the open sea, and I, full flush with the poetic creativity of youth, called it Magic Waters. I know you don't owe me the favour, Captain, but if we could find our way to that bathhouse, I'd not hold it against you. Unless, of course, you asked.
Yes.
For now, though, we've got plunder and pillage before us, aye?
Well, if you insist. There you go.
Clothing. We have the moons of Aurora, the hat red.
You should see this.
Tony's signet ring. Alien diplomats often wear signet rings such as this as symbols of their office. The swift, cutthroat nature of alien politics requires maintaining reliable channels of communications between the government, the guilds, and powerful patrons. To this end, emissaries are considered untouchable by all parties. Kind of like the swollen meat we read about at the beginning of the session. For the pirates instead, it's a ring for the aliens. Offerings to Skane came from the shrine. I wonder if all the pirates are Skane worshippers? That kind of makes sense. At least there's a number of them meeting in Arlington.
Of course. Just a moment, please. Hope that helps. Indeed.
This door is barred from the other side. This door is barred from the other side.
I'll try my best. It's no trouble. Happily.
So there's crackle in this furnace.
No, yes, please.
So I believe I said that I got a new PC, which is true. And I feel like I haven't really figured out how to move my OBS settings again, and kind of clean actually. And one of the things, maybe the only thing that I still feel like I haven't gotten right is the noise of the game dropping while I'm speaking. And the reason I'm bringing that up now is because of this party that's going on is making a lot of noise, so I apologize if it feels like I'm competing with the noise right now instead of it kind of ducking below as I speak. Yeah, I should have said that last part. Well, a little quieter here.
Just a moment, please. Hope that helps.
I was in the forge already. That's where I have to go next.
Indeed.
You got a spot of blood on you. Actually, never mind. How can I do you, Captain?
That's it for Fort Deadlight. Comes a command. They still fight me if I go up there. Let's see.
Captain? Aye, aye.
Happily.
Pirates, so I guess it's not too surprising. It's like them a little surprised that nobody has anything to say, or there's not people wandering around looking for that.
Well, if you insist, it's no trouble.
Have yourself a look at that, mate.
And by that, I mean the person who killed Benweth.
I'll try my best. There you go. Of course.
This guy looks like he'll attack on sight. So we're just gonna go.
I see the...
Where did this guy come
I suppose it can.
There's a walloping!
Be blowing a man down.
Yeah!
I just missed them before or something. Must have, because I got that barrel. And it just showed up. A certain amount of time had passed. Stumble upon an ancient shipwreck. Its sails hang from the main like cobwebs, shredded by cannon fire and vicious winds. The ship's hull is cracked and bow, but they may still be hiding something inside worth salvaging. Money? Broken grappling hook. Elk. Carry a long gun. Oh, it's cannon. What's that?
When I was a little boy, so my mother told me, way, haul away, we'll haul away and go. And if I did not kiss the girls, my lips would all grow moldy. Way, haul away, we'll haul away and go. Tommy, way, haul away, the good ship now is rolling. Way, haul away, we'll haul away and go. Old Gaspin held the Yenwood's crown before the revolution. Way, haul away, we'll haul away and go. Duke Benweth made that traitor pay. He had his retribution. Way, haul away, we'll haul away and go. Way, haul away, the good ship now is rolling.
I think I've been here before. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, you can just trade with them. I'm gonna sell a whole bunch of my stuff. I think we still have a bunch of things to do back in Neketaka. I feel like I've spent so much time there, though. We have Serafen in our party, so maybe we'll go to Crooksburg. I think that's where I need to go for him. Let me see. I know we need to go to the Luminous Bathhouse, but I feel like there's something else for him, too. Okay, so first thing I should do is go to the Wild Mare. I'm gonna do that for Maya, but at least take a rest.
Now, what can I do for you? See anything you like?
You eyeing that fresh shat bare paws lump of lumber yonder? That be the misery's delight. Malnaj's pus-stuffed canker of a boat.
Points wildly at a half-galley dock nearby. Only 2 hands hold the deck. The remaining crew may be below decks, or they may be ashore. Who?
Malnaj, High Queen Sea Devil of the Deadfire. Unfortunately, also the second best ship hunter around. After yours truly, of course. Doxy popped a hard-on and a half for hating me the tick I joined the Sorcerer. Romaro shielded me from the worst of her training. When they bountied him, I figured for sure the Rat Queen would be the first rat up the gangplank. Malnaj be up in Romaro's head, or I've never had a roll on the waves. She finds him for us. She'll sink him soon as sighted. Come on, Captain.
Bounces the balls of his feet. Alright, well, that's what we're here for, Serafen.
Support.
Serafen stops as the other pirates approach, his fists balled. The heat of his anger flushes her skin, then seeps beneath, simmering thoughts.
Hold up, Cap. That be Malnaj, the High Queen Sea Devil of the Deadfire herself, awaiting us like a shark in heat.
You ready for anything?
Always, Cap.
His hand hovers near the handle of his weapon. A flash of ice-cold loathing cuts through the heat of Serafen's anger, threatening to wash you over. And let them come. Aching shoulders, aching wrists, aching ankles, bound and gagged, the filthy rag in your mouth soaked through and briny, every breath like drowning, hanging from the bowsprit. The rise and fall of swells, the sea spray chilling shock. Malnaj shouting from the bulwark. Ignore it, she says. Ignore it and focus, you useless sack of spider shit. Reality rushes back in like an approaching wave.
If it ain't the Deadfire's newest captain, still all shiny and sleek. Surprised to see this salty old barnacle's itched to ride on your hull.
The other Orland's eyes search you. Her hands rest casually upon her hips. So she must have captured Serafen at some point then.
Typical Malnaj. Can't match my skill, so you try to spew shit.
Actually, that vision seemed more like it was a test of hers. But also torture?
Boy, when you're as old as me, your skill will still be naught more than the untrained fumbling of an adherent maid to the refined workings of my mind.
Brings you here, Malnaj?
I've heard about your run-ins with Captains Benweth and Ferrante. Meeting the old Principi seems like. Almost makes a girl green. The envy of missing the party.
She grins, her mouth filled with sharp yellow teeth.
I'm tracking a man by the name of Romaro. Traitor to the cause.
Romaro ain't no traitor, you mind-blind sack of squid squirts.
Serafen growls, fists tight in fur bristling. You feel the anger coil around him and spill outward, and your visions begin to swim. I wonder why you'd want to fight against these. Sharp strike against your cheek, and your head hits hard wood, the wet of something rolling down the back of your scalp, clumping in your fur, and Malnaj standing over you, fists balled, a flash like thunder and copper in your mouth. Then, an old man, eyes equal parts kindness and rage, hauling her back, shouting her down, turning to you, leaning in, the rage fleeing. The anger slides past, and your vision resolves into the Neketaka street.
Captain, there'll be a bounty of some 4,000 pounds on Romaro, quick or dead. I'd be willing to cut you 1/10 of that, here and now, if you give me any knowledge you might have stumbled across on your travels.
Glances at Serafen. You heard Romaro's on his way to Port Mazar. Serafen blinks at you, and then spits out some muttered invectives to sell the lie. Malnaj's head cants to the side, and she slowly shakes it.
We're worth a try, Cap.
He shrugs.
Careful, Watcher. You don't want to go making yourself an enemy of the Principi Sen Petrella. Anyone aids our enemies shares their fate, you know?
She draws a finger across her throat.
Fare thee well, Captain. See you around, Serafen.
She turns on her heels and leads her crew away.
My friend, you return. If you require anything at all, you need only ask.
Hot razor skewers, crusted swordfish.
Is this your first time to the baths?
An old man stretches his arms over his head and yawns, making a show of displaying his voice into his
Thank you.
It's just like the name. It seems like an anagram of... Oh, there's your dog. His name seems like an anagram of Romaro. Oh, except it was Romaro. That's why the doctor
Unless there's anything you need, please, let me to my water.
You're Udyne, right? We've heard about you. We've heard you know where we can find Romaro.
Oh, you poxy old salt. Spill what you know before we spill your guts.
Serafen.
She smiles, an expression both sad and kind.
Romaro described you pointedly. He told me that you would come were you in danger.
Danger? Nay, not I. But I do seek him, though. And I feel that he needs me. Feel it in the deep depths of my furry front sack. If you care for him, you'll be telling me what you know.
He bade me not tell anybody of his plans, ye included. He's left this area, afeard of the danger he fishes on those near to him.
He sighs, a long, pained sound accompanied by a wince. Please help my friend, Udyne. He lives Romaro with father.
He's the nearest thing I got to kin. Why didn't he trust me?
Serafen's head drops.
He did trust you. He trusted you wholly.
Udyne frowns at Serafen, her eyes wet.
I'll tell you, and trust you to con best what to make of the conning. Romaro treated me as galleon for mine clipper. A stuggy trade, surely, but he insisted that he needed the speed. I can't tell you what he intends, but he set sail for Sayuka, intending to replenish there. That's everything I con, for whatever good it does you.
He gave up the sorcerer? And for what? An elven clipper? Makes as much sense as Doug's on a drake cap. He'd be easy catchings for any freebooter after his eye.
Let's hunt to Aremyr, besides Malnaj.
Yeah, that salted cockfast be the biggest threat, sure as shit. But others will want that bounty too. Not to mention the favour comes with it.
Strange that your good friend is trying so hard to avoid you. Serafen blinks, nose twitching, his ears angled slightly back.
Surely thinks he's protecting me. Stubborn as I seem, Captain Watcher. Romaro makes me look the dabbler.
She hurried to Sayuka.
Aye, Cap, you've read my mind. And here with me thinking that were my skill in particular.
He winks.
Thank you mightily, lass. Enjoy the baths.
Soft travels. The wages of war catch ye up soon or soon.
Vault. Rawattai and the Huana each have a claim over the Harapo Epic. Oh wait, find a way inside Arkemyr's Manor. I need to find a way into Arkemyr's Manor and Principi's Overlook. The obvious choice is the front door, but it's locked, and there are undoubtedly guards on patrol. If I manage to locate one of Arkemyr's personal robes from his chambers, it's possible that I could fool his security imps. Fasina, Arkemyr's apprentice, would know more about the manor. She runs the dark cupboard in Principi's Overlook. Either Netehi or Tomorrow should have some ideas about how to enter Arkemyr's Manor. I can find them during the day in Circuit's Crown and the Brass Citadel, respectively. I've acquired the key to the front door of Arkemyr's Manor from Fasina. Oh, so maybe we should talk to these other people. Because these are the people that are looking for the tablet. Rawattai wants it, and the Huana want the Harapo Epic. Support the Huana in this situation. So, Netehi's probably at Serpent's Crown.
You return. What say, friend? There's always Fasina, Arkemyr's apprentice. Now, Arkemyr seems to enrage those of his inner circle, not excluding the imps.
Okay, so you know there's that window on the second floor. We're gonna head up there. I don't think going in the front door is the best idea. The window overlooks the streets of Creek is overlooked. The second floor of Arkemyr's Manor is just across the way. A right tool and practiced throwing arm could cross the gap, make crossing the gap a manageable feat. Study the distance. The gap between the window and the manor is too far to leap. Moreover, the sheer wall and erratic gusts of wind make the prospect of scaling too treacherous. However, anyone with decent climbing experience could secure a grappling hook from this distance. I feel like that would be really conspicuous to the people below. As you observe the manor, you catch the silhouette of a lonely, ironclad construct patrolling the second floor. Rope a grappling hook, and athletics. Have someone throw a grappling hook across to the manor's railing. Yep. Success. The hook sails across the gap and lands with a clang. After the rope is pulled back, the hook solidly lodges in the railing of the parapet. Now across to the manor. The rope creaks and sways, but repairs progress, so safely make it to the other side.
Shame I weren't at that animancy trial. My mind would have cut Theos' plot to bloody ribbons.
Stand together!
Harvest is here.
Like flogging a figurehead. Futile.
I'm on it. That dog won't hunt.
Happening very slowly.
I cannot whack him any harder! Stand together! Ha.
Yes?
Like flogging a figurehead. Futile. I'll be more than
even
half
close.
handy, alright?
Very well.
That dog won't hunt.
Enemies, no penetration.
Lava beyond seek.
Okay. I'm gonna check the setting. There it is. Combat speed is this.
I shall.
I think I got it.
Indeed.
Let's see where this goes. That's the manor at the upper floor. So don't want to go over there. Let me see if I can get robes, I think. Yeah, that's Arkemyr's bedroom. Okay. Drugs up here.
Just a moment, please. Hope that helps. Happily.
Boots of speed, gain stuff berries, and gunpowder. The efficacy of imps, the cult of the sanguine harvest, and the many pitfalls of imp husbandry. I don't think we've read these. Forgive me if I had, but I'm going to go through them, because it's been a while since we read a book, and I kind of missed that. On the efficacy of imps, a time-worn adage among practitioners of the arcane arts avers that early wizards compelled imps to service not out of desire for assistance, but to banish them from underfoot. I doubt it not at all, for one could not conjure more unruly, noisome maladroit in irascible age. Why then do we employ these diminutive meddlers? Imps, dear reader, are to the wizard's sanctum as rats are to a ship. Whether out of malign instinct or pure mischievousness, they infiltrate our laboratories with alarming regularity. Ninagoth conjectures that the sensitivity of simpletons that imps infest any locus of concentrated mystical influence, and accounts of the creatures lurking among the uninhabited ruins of Benweth seem to corroborate this supposition. Yet a wizard's domicile seems to possess a particular appeal to them, regardless of whether it resides at a nexus of spiritual or no. Left to their own devices, the winged miscreants accrue loose baubles, hoarding them in filthy dens as often as not established in our cupboards and privies. Seemingly possessed of an antiquity dealer's discernment, each prefers to pilfer the most valuable paraphernalia and potent artifacts, yet they remain pathetically inept at the use of even the simplest gewgaw. I admit that the imp's general incompetence makes them appealing retainers. One of the little cretins may displace a favorite wand of elemental power, but little peril exists of it activating the instrument and immolating your collected volumes of arcana. The same cannot be said of apprentices. Yet the beasts present a danger to the unwary, for they possess a low cunning not unlike the Zorps and the Orlins. You just compared imps to Orlins and Zorps. Doesn't seem like he has a very high impression of Orlins. Without a domineering hand to direct them, imps rapidly regress to their base instincts. As a result of their propensity for pack behavior, even transitory leniency with a single imp can imperil a wizard's entire collection. And we have the Cult of the Sanguine Harvest, excerpt from the Legends of Eora by Amaya, Scholar of Rawatai. In all my travels among the islands of the Deadfire archipelago, I have heard tell of no cult so feared as the Sanguine Harvest. All that I know of them is hearsay and rumor. Based on this, I would be inclined to conclude that the Sanguine Harvest are little more than a story. But how is one to explain the disappearances of innocent kith around the 16th of the month? What may have befallen these poor souls is dismal indeed. Those few I spoke to who claimed knowledge of the Sanguine Harvest would swear to me only that they received it secondhand and that they had this to say. On the 16th of every month, the Sanguine Harvest chooses one unlucky captive to kneel before their altar and become fodder for a cabal of vampires. Throughout this act, the leader, or Grand Harvester, empowers a fearful soul-draining greatsword. To what end the Great Harvester then puts this sword is unknown. The cult members, or harvest cantors, then dance around fire in a state of mindless, ecstatic joy. They clothe themselves in robes of black, edged in red, and on their robes is the image of a large dagger cutting 3 kith in half. It sounds too ridiculous to believe, does it not? And yet, I wonder. So a sacrificial cult called the Sanguine Harvest. And finally, the many pitfalls of imp husbandry. This book narrates one scholar's dissection of all matters relating to the care of household imps, focusing notably on their cleaning and housebreaking. One passage has been underlined with a deep press of quill. Never allow imps to learn spells or wield artifacts of power. Their bodies sponge up the essence remainder and grow exponentially larger in size. One of my household servants pilfered a ring from my collection and grew to the size of an aurochs before I had them properly trained. Their glands also grow more pungent than mere writhing can hope to encompass, so beware. I wonder if that's force-feeding of any kind.
I'll try my best. Well, if you it's no trouble, of course.
Exceptional scepter. Quite a few of those black pearls now. I think those are things that you can use to upgrade your weapons and armor. We have a fine quarterstaff. We have Arkemyr's robe. That's what we're looking for. Arkemyr's robes are under no enchantment with the ravages of time. Frequent use is worn at the hem, and light burns have discolored the fabric, but they are lovingly patched and sewn into working order. Arkemyr's monogram stands out in crisp clarity, making no question of who is meant to wear the robes and who is not.
Isn't that lovely?
We have Arkemyr's notes. Ring of Overseeing. What help these imps offer is hardly worth their trouble of enduring their company. Yesterday I tried on a different face and my butler nearly sounded the alarm. It was some comfort that he recognized my robes. I gave the chittering fools a passphrase to avoid this unpleasantness in the future. Cider and cheese. Simple enough for an imp to recall. So that's our password right there. I don't know why he felt the need to write that down, but helpful for us.
That corpse is pretty as a painting. Look, don't you see her?
This leathery imp cradles a gem in his claws and makes soft cooing sounds as he extends his foretongue to lick each facet, coating it with a layer of slime. Sensing your presence, his eyes snap open. The imp lets out a piercing shriek and clutches the gem protectively close to his body. A pair of yellow eyes narrow on you, focusing with intensity.
What you do here? My pet groundwalk filth. What you do here, huh? Why you trouble Yellow Eye 3?
See my robes, supplicant. It's me, Arkemyr. I'm really testing out a new illusion. Arkemyr, the little tooltip here says, is an archmage of worldwide renown. The spells bearing his name focus largely on illusion and pain, qualities that he prizes in his personal life and teaching philosophy. Over the years, he has fostered dozens of students, but none have graduated from their apprenticeship to Arkemyr's satisfaction, opting instead to leave his service in bitterness and resentment over the archmage's notoriously unfair treatment. He lives in Neketaka, Harapo's Overlook, where he operates a local magic shop with a dark cupboard.
This master? Give passphrase or get chewed to mush!
So we have Valiant Virtue is vehemently venerated by various villains, the Audra must flow, or cider and cheese, or you could just attack him, but we know it's cider and cheese.
Master or not, it's good enough for Yellow Eye 3.
The imp favors you with a nod of approval. That crystal, where'd you get it? Yellow Eye 3 clutches the crystal, his eyes widening with fear.
Found lying near vault, kept safe for master.
Gave it to us. A thin layer of dried imp drool covers this translucent crystal. One side of the crystal contains several deep notches and grooves. It seems it was once mounted on something. Okay, and that's a quest item.
What you want?
What do you know about the vault?
It's on the lowest level, southeast corner, sealed up like dirty secret. Burglars tried to open, but they turned into food.
He absently picks his teeth. Tell me about yourself, friend.
Yellow Eye 3 happy to serve master. His best imp, huh?
He inches closer to you, pawing the air affectionately.
First Yellow Eye died, second Yellow Eye died, now his third.
He accentuates this point by raising one finger, then two, then three.
Master gave Yellow Eye a number, so he would remember which one he was.
How did the others die?
One died asking idiot questions.
I'm surprised he's answering these questions. I feel like that would give us away as not Arkemyr. He scratches his scaly midsection and chuckles.
2 died stealing baubles. 3 is more careful. 3 watches out for kabooms.
He just stole a bauble, though.
No more pretty crystal, though. Filthy groundwalker took it.
He stares daggers at you, lingering especially on your pack. Will there ever be a Yellow Eye 4?
4, 5, 6 is all the same to this Yellow Eye.
Undeterred, he waves you off. Back to my previous questions.
Go on. Yellow Eye 3 has time for smelly groundwalker.
Farewell. Got a whole bunch of water in here. The ceramic bowls and plates inside the cabinet are all covered with a thin layer of dust. Good master, merciful master. This shield icon must mean that they might attack you. I don't know exactly what that means. I thought it meant that they would attack you. But he's not doing that because we tricked him into thinking that. These constructs probably would not be fooled. So we'll stay away from them. Let's see if I'm right.
Indeed.
Why master need books? Not even taste good.
Bay window overlooks Gullness along the steep cliffsides of Neketaka. Okay, dear customs, animancy in the modern age, and on the efficacy of imps, and we have a tattered note. The other things we've read. The combination to the vault has been divined. Diamond, ruby, ruby, sapphire, emerald. The rest is up to me and you and your friends. Do not disappoint me. Arkemyr will show you no mercy if you're caught, and you can expect even less from me. A scribbled notation in the margin, written in different handwriting, reads, Employer, Consulhot, Calicoth, investigate later. Consulhot and Calicoth are two other archmages. So we have diamond, ruby, ruby, sapphire, emerald. Sapphire Emerald. I thought maybe it would update the quest, but it did not. So I'm just going to write it down. This spell inflicts a heavy amount of raw damage to the target. Any non-spirit felt by the attack will summon a specter under the caster's control and penetrating powers. So when he empowers attacks, they gain penetration. Shortly. The corner of the gallery is a pungent odor. The title placard reads Squeaky Valley.
Of course.
Unusual growth blankets the floor of a cavern. Pinpricks of torchlight in distant tunnels. The title placard reads Thruck Courtship High. The sentry appears to be asleep. The title placard reads The challenge of finding good help or why invested in constructs. In other words, I guess he used to hire people, but they fell asleep. Tiny imps dive and sour among noxious clouds and rocky outcroppings. The title placard reads Paradise for the Depraved. A stone tower rising from the forest. On the upper balcony, a young girl dashes inside when she catches sight of it. There is no title placard. So this painting is moving? Interesting. The surface of the water ripples slightly. Every few seconds, a bear pokes its head from the trees. The title placard reads Peace in Obscurity. Do they all have something to do? Huh.
butler on second floor lounge trying to eat it again. Master will be displeased.
So yellow eye 3, a butler. It's a stormlight. Rattling sound issues from the display case when your back is turned. The two-headed skeleton hangs motionless. Oh yeah, I can see it right there. That is listed as the Alchemy Lab. There we go. Got some level ups here. For Dare, I gave him Power Strike. Strike an enemy with a powerful melee attack, dealing high damage and stunning them. Foes behind the enemy are staggered and take raw damage, and I also gave him Penetrating Power. Should next. Should I give her Minor Avatar just because it sounds really cool? The priest gains a supernatural glow as he or she is infused with power. As a minor avatar of their deity, the priest gains bonuses in all attributes, health, and weapon damage. I also gave her Tough for more hit points, and she automatically, I guess, gains Wall of Thorns. Creates a thick wall of gnarled thorns that invokes pierce damage and applies a poison that causes a weakened state. And now the archer. For the archer, I gave him the level 7 Cypher spell Stasis Shell. The Cypher is able to isolate a single enemy from the world, leaving them unable to act, but also unable to be affected by outside parties. And Echoing Horror, when the Cypher kills an enemy, a nearby enemy may become frightened. So that's kind of a passive that seems like it could be helpful. Serafen didn't level up, but that'll probably happen soon.
Happily.
This device is a complex control panel made of gems set in movable stone impressions. 4 colorful gemstones are positioned around the hole in the center. Something appears to be missing, though an expert tinkerer might be able to compensate for it. So this is where we can insert the gem that yellow eye number 3 was holding. We're going to hold off on this for now. We'll explore the rest of this place before we continue.
Indeed.
This wall looks recently repaired. Many of the stones are new and were cut to fit the older structure around it. It would take an appropriate tool or considerable brawn to overcome the steadfast obstacle. Examine the stone wall. The wall appears fairly solid and upright, though some patient work with a hammer and chisel could make short work of it. You notice fine metal wires nestled among the stones in a web-like network. Following them leads to an elaborate alarm system, which will be triggered by removing the stones. Let's try to disable the alarm system. After disconnecting the wires from the alarm with care, the stones are now safer to move. So let's chisel away at them. With time and care, you manage to break through the recent repairs and carve out a serviceable entrance. In this case, exit. I wonder if there's another way to find that goes to the Noah's Bathhouse. Okay.
I'll try my best. There you go.
This is a library. Saru Psyker. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. An exceptional morning star. During a period of daring incursion into Erglanfath, a group of freelance raiders plundered this weapon from an unearthly ruin. The Farrakhaning's court was rumored to pay well for such artifacts, and the brigands hoped to fetch a good price for the Morning Star when they returned to the Empire. Unfortunately for them, they were intercepted by a scouting party of the Glenfathan Fangs charged with violating the sacred site. The evidence against the looters was overwhelming, and they were summarily sentenced to death. The Fangs carried out the sentence at the threshold of the ruins. Using this Morning Star as a means of execution, the Adaran's bodies were left as a warning to other potential despoilers. Wonder how Arkemyr got it then. I'm going to give that to Serafen.
Alright.
Whip that because I gave him proficiency with Morning Stars. Let's do real pistols. Superb anyway. Death sentence. 3 corrode damage per 12 seconds for 60 seconds on hit, and a 5% chance to kill near death target on tick, or paralytic. 3% or 3 corrode damage per 12 seconds on hit, and a 5% chance to paralyze target. Let's do paralytic. Okay. I'm gonna Hunt, Daily Affirmations. These are all God books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. So 10 Years of Dawn, AFS, Book of the Hunt, the Gawain, Daily Affirmations of Focus and Efficiency is Abaddon, excerpts from the Sermon of Struggle. That would be Magron. Final Journal of Jonas is Skane, Missives of the Hand Occult. Selected correspondence of Gilbert Ida and Andra. The enigmatic god of cold would be Remergon. The many faces of Bareth, obviously Bareth. The midwife's memoirs is Hylia. And the queen that was and still is would be. We've read all of those things. Then we have the cult of the sanguine harvest again, and the many pitfalls of impossible husband.
Done ain't done.
So if you didn't know about the gods yet, that place would be a nice place to go. But as I said, we've already read all those. Your skin tingles as you approach the scrying pool. Your reflection grins up at you from the depths.
Happily.
Animancy in the modern age. Something like steel and the purchase order. Most esteemed Arkemyr, we received your order for 2 additional ironclad constructs. You can rest assured that they will be delivered within the week. Your continued satisfaction with our craftsmanship affirms that our work goes toward a righteous cause, and we look forward to maintaining your generous patronage. The missive is stamped with the sigil of Abaddon, followed by an illegible signature. Alright, so this looks like an automaton. It's almost like the Devil Kara from the first game, pretty much.
Of course.
This slab looks indented for Arkemyr's iron constructs. You sense a fractured, confused scrap of soul essence. To read it? You walk through the halls of Arkemyr's Manor. The layout is no stranger to you, and you navigate every turn with confidence. Your partner is your shadow, hanging 3 steps behind. I guess that this is the person who was infiltrating this. There was a note upstairs about how you better succeed, blah, blah, blah. So this is a person that did get caught by Arkemyr. A little noise won't disturb the imp stewards. Your friend nods and hastens to space. You reach a heavy vault door. The lock is made of gems, set into stone. Ifrin is glancing over his shoulder, too preoccupied to follow your careful motions. Set the gems into their combination and pray that your contact got it right. Just as the vault door grinds open, one of Arkemyr's imps rounds the corner and screeches in a full voice. You spin on your heel and to make a run for it. So it was the right thing. Ifrin is nowhere to be seen, but a whisper of claw through an open doorway tells you where he's gone to hide. Before you can take your second step, a blow like a battering ram carries you off your feet, disoriented and prone. The last thing you see is the fist of an ironclad construct mercilessly coming down, with nothing but your head between it and the cold stone floor.
I'll be damned if I let a soul be used for such foul means. Come with me now, you poor lost thing.
Expression grim, Shodi draws her lantern back and forth with the guts of the construct absorbing the thief's remaining essence. So it looks like Aremyr was using that thief's soul, was going to use that thief's soul to power the construct. Like I said, apparently the order of gems that we found in the note is correct. Down here except for this area. So that was the alchemy lab, the animancy lab, storage. I don't think I've been in storage. The mushroom garden, and the library, and the scrying pool.
What this is? Just a moment, please. It's no trouble. Happily.
Okay, now it's time to head over here. Walking, going to take a look at my notes to remind myself of the order. Diamond, ruby, sapphire, emerald. Exactly like the ones referenced in the combination you discovered earlier. You already know what specific rotations and positions will open this lock. A vacant hole in the center of the lock suggests that a component is still missing. Examine the absence in the center. It looks like a setting for a gemstone. Scratch marks would suggest that someone or something pried the stone free. Place the clear crystal into the hole. The crystal settles into its intended depression with a soft click. The surrounding gemstones immediately flash with brilliant colored lights. Oh, we don't have to pick it. Examine enter the combination you found. You rotate the gemstones into their intended configuration. The sound of grinding stone builds in volume as the door moves aside. So I didn't need to write down the order because it just does it for us. That's fine.
Don't touch anything.
Interesting. Indeed.
+5 perception. Oh, can only cast it in combat. Guess I should have known that. Well, there was one here that gave me +1 perception, so let's eat some seafood stew and see what happens. If I did.
Look there. Of course. Well, if you hope that helps.
This is Nenagoth's teachings. Cloak of Greater Protection.
How about that? Indeed.
Powerful enchantment keeps the gold bars weighted to the spot.
I'll try my best. There you go.
Blessed incense and his ashes stream.
Happily.
The statue of Ornikos the First wears a knowing smirk.
Just a moment. Hope that helps.
Stone of Power, +1 intellect, grants power soul.
Look there.
I guess this is where the epic is.
Well, if you insist. Of course.
I'm gonna keep going around in case there is some kind of fight here. I don't step on traps while we're fighting. Oh, this is the Harapo Epic. This stone tablet is much eroded after years of neglect, but the elegant Huana runes decorating its surface have endured for untold millennia. Though God-stricken skies and mile-high waves tossed my ship, my mind's compass never wavered from dear Ukaizo. When a splintered mast, such traitorous lumber, hit me across the brow, I was knocked into a vision of pearlescent shores. I awoke on black-watered seas of terrible calm, with no two stars paired in familiar form. Paddling my wreck with makeshift oars, I came at last upon an isle where each neighbor spoke a different tongue. For all that, I sailed in the years after, and never again would my spyglass take in the peaks and wonders of Ukaizo. I sat up in bed, then of an age when the tears came unbidden, pondering where sleep had ended and dreams began. Rising to meet the sun, I found it still to be night, though a false glow ignited the shapely sky. An azure beacon stood up from the horizon, and familiar anthems filled my ears. It was then I spotted a ship, a lively crew of youths, setting sail for the horizon, a frontier that had once been mine. To those shores I was a departing echo, but someone would find them again, someone worthy to alight the sands of lost Ukaizo. So someone who had a vision of Ukaizo at some point, I guess. I'm not going to say it yet. Like I said, if there is going to be a fight, I'd rather make
Happily.
sure... I'd rather make sure all the traps are disarmed, so there might be some more here.
Something I can do?
Oh, he's already got one.
I trust you.
Interesting. Indeed.
Just a moment. It's no trouble.
This armor was worn by a junior member of Secret Arcane Society, filled with infighting and betrayal. In the company of ruthless wizards, this enchanted gambeson offers a measure of security. Okay. And we also got a couple sapphires and an emerald. And let's take the epic. Wow. Best to leave through the Luminous Bathhouse so we don't have to go through all of them again. Who knows if they'll like sense that we have the epic or whatever. Okay, so it looks like we're home free there, for at least a little while. Before I end though, I am going to equip Bjartur's actual armor. Because I'll forget if I wait until next session. But that I think will do it for this session. Thank you as always for joining me. Pretty productive this time, I think. We went to Fort Deadlight and we were able to finally kill Benweth, who attacked us in the very first session of the game. And then we headed over to Arkemyr's Manor and we were able to pick up the Harapo Epic. Still have to decide what to do with it. I don't know exactly what we're going to do with that yet. But maybe we'll figure that out next time. So thank you as always again for joining me, and I hope to see you next time for more sentences and paragraphs. Bye everybody.